Welcome to the Baseplan Analytics as a Service demonstration. In this demonstration, I'd like to show you two emerging trends we're seeing from our existing customers regarding the use of Power BI. We all know that Power BI is an exceptional tool that empowers your business to effectively visualize your data. Whether you need a high-level overview or a detailed granular analysis, Power BI delivers remarkable insights. When you combine that with the extensive data available in Baseplan, you gain a comprehensive understanding of your business. The first emerging trend we are seeing amongst our customers is the adoption of data storytelling. This approach revolves around utilising data to quickly convey the state of the business to senior management, so within 2 minutes they can grasp the overall performance and identify the areas that require attention and improvement. The second trend we are seeing is Power BI becoming instrumental in automating monthly reporting tasks that would previously consume valuable time and effort from management and staff. By leveraging the power of Power BI, organisations streamline their reporting processes, freeing up resources to focus on more strategic initiatives. And the other great part about the service is it's also available on mobile and tablet, meaning that you can get this information whenever or wherever you are. So let me just jump across onto the other screen here so I can show you the demonstration and show you examples of that. So the first one, I'm going to jump onto the business overview dashboard. So let me just describe what you're seeing on this dashboard. So we've got a number of tiles here. The first one is the cumulative daily revenue. The black line is the budget on a cumulative basis, on a day-by-day basis. The green bars below is the cumulative revenue. So in this example, you can see here that the revenue is above budget. So that's a pretty good thing. Below that, we've got utilisation rates, one for the overall business, and then we've broken it down here by the branches. In this case, there's 2 branches, New South Wales and Wellington. Below that, we've got the forecasted monthly revenue. So we've got the green bar here showing you the current high revenue. The purple bar beside that is the forecasted revenue for the end of the month, and we've got the budget as the line here. And obviously, once again, the current revenue is above budget, so everything's looking pretty good. Below that, we've got 2 scatter charts showing non-hired models and hired models, and I'll explain more about those in a minute as we go through the different stories that this sort of data can tell senior management. So in this situation, as I described, if you were to log into this as a senior manager, you have a look at it, you go, okay, things are looking pretty good. You know, we're obviously above budget. Our utilisation rates are pretty good. You know, Wellington may be a little bit below, sort of in the yellow, so that maybe can be improved a bit. But overall, the business looks pretty good. You know, we've got the forecasted monthly revenue above budget, and also we're looking like we're going to have a pretty good end of month as well. So things are looking pretty good. So basically, you now log off theoretically, having a look at that dashboard. But what happens if things aren't as rosy? So maybe we look at it a bit earlier on. Say, for example, on the 12th here of April. You're behind budget. So what sort of things would you look at on this dashboard in terms of telling a story about the business that you could look to improve? So the first thing you'd look at is the utilisation rates. So you can see here the utilisation rates have different colours. You know, you've got the green here, things are looking pretty good. Yellow, obviously things okay. You know, then you might have red if things aren't looking at it right. So the first thing you'd be looking at is offices or branches that maybe are in the red or in the yellow to be able to improve. And obviously that's when they've got excess equipment sitting in yard that need to be hired out to be able to improve the revenue. So that's where these below that, the scatter charts come in. So what these scatter charts do is it breaks down, in this situation, this example, your equipment into different models and see where's the low-lying fruit for equipment models that are sitting in yard that should be hired out to be able to get the biggest bang for your buck. So for example here, you know, we've got some E20s here. You've got 9 of them sitting in yard that would add potentially another $9,132 to your daily revenue if you could get them hired out. And then you could go down to the next dot, which is showing you some Boom 60s, which could add another $6,110 to your revenue on a day-by-day basis if you get them hired out. So once again, giving you some ideas on what models or the low-lying fruit that could be hired out to be able to improve improve your revenue back up to budget. So that's the first scenario. So basically, as I said, within 2 minutes, you can see that you're behind budget. You've got some low utilizations, and what bits of equipment need to be hired out to be able to get you back above budget. The second scenario might be that you're behind budget, but your utilization rates are high. And in that situation, your branches are discounting equipment too aggressively to get them off yard. So what can be done about that? And that's where the second scatter chart comes into play. So what we've done here is we've divided into models where we've found that compared to what you believe you should get for bits of equipment, which ones have been discounted too aggressively. So for example, here we've got some Boom 60s that are being discounted by $1,310 to what you expected to be able to get for them, which means that if they are renegotiated, that's going to add additional revenue to your bottom line. So you can see very, very quickly again, you've been able to look at the dashboard, look at the visuals, be able to assess what the problem is, and then be able to make those changes. We do have other businesses as well giving this sort of information to the branch managers or going to the branch level, and only seeing their data, of course, but allowing them to be able to say, well, okay, we are behind budget. What do we need to do to be able to get back to budget? And I think giving them that sort of ability is a very, very powerful, powerful tool. All right, so that's just a simple example of dashboards. I will point out as well that these dashboards are fully customizable. So, obviously I've given you some examples of what we've looked at, but there might be other things that you see are more important to your business. It might be operational. It might be looking at accounts more. It might be other parts of the business. They can all be built into the different dashboards, so you can be able to see those very quickly and be able to make decisions about your business. And you can have multiple dashboards as well. Obviously we're looking at an overview dashboard. To give you an example, we've got another dashboard here, the financial dashboard. So you've got the different parts of the accounts broken down. So you've got your higher revenue here, sales revenue, other revenue, higher costs of goods, etc. And you can have that, and you can have a line here, for example, against each of these visuals, showing you how it's comparing to budget. So once again, being able to give you on a month-by-month basis in this situation, how each of the different account areas are going versus budget. So just this is another example of how the dashboards can be used to be able to help you build your business and obviously make your business more profitable. Okay, so that's the first trend we're seeing in terms of using dashboards to tell stories about the data. But what about the second trend, which was looking at automating the reporting process? So let me show you that now. I'll just click through onto the profit and loss report actually to be able to show you that. So one of the things we've found working with customers is that CFOs and other senior management within the business are taking a long time to have to get the data out of Baseplan, being able to reformat it in Excel, and then presenting that information and creating their own metrics, of course, and then presenting that to management. Now, we've had one CFO that was taking 7 or 8 hours to create, just a single month-end report. So that chews up a huge amount of time that, if freed up, can obviously make her or his time more valuable. So this is just a simple example. With Power BI, we can automate that process for you, so you're no longer having to do that manipulation of the data. And you can see here, just simply putting different metrics into P&Ls can save a huge amount of time. So in this case, we've got some simple metrics in here, costs of good, percentage of cost of good, gross margins, overheads, etc. These would have all required senior management to download information from Baseplan, be able to then put it into Excel and then reformat it. So, and you're not limited to these things. You might have different metrics that you might want to say focus on how the costs as a percentage of how high are the costs versus revenues, etc. All these different metrics, might be EBITDA metrics. You can do that all now using Power BI and have it so that you simply now log in. There's no even need to download the information. You simply come in. And the other part is that you can now share these reports amongst staff within the business. So you can have the situation where, for example, once again, you might want to give your branch manager access to their particular P&L reports, you can do that now. So rather than you having to then to manually create it and then send it, where it could be corrupted or things changed accidentally, it's now sitting all that they can log in and be able to see that information straight away. And the same applies obviously to senior management, CEOs, etc. CFOs can send to give them access to be able to see the report, saving them having to once again create it and send it around. And then you've got some other cool things that you can do with regard to reporting as well. You've got the ability to be able to create detailed analysis that are visually pleasing to see. Being able to see, different, in this situation, we've got, previous year's P&L, and we've got the percentage change, the change in previous P&L versus actual, and then you've got the percentage change from the previous year. You can build in your own budgets into this as well. So once again, you're not having to combine the data, reformat it, and be able to create pleasing visuals and reports for senior management. So that concludes the presentation. Just like to thank you very much for your time, and I wish everybody a very good day. Thank you.